What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are having a great day. Today is a really special day.
Told you not to call here. It's not for sale. Quit texting me and aggravate.
Exactly 1 year ago today, I took the plunge and decided to quit my job to concentrate on wholesaling houses full time. Absolutely amazing. Best decision I ever made. Was it scary? Yes, it was. Extremely scary. I was terrified. I was like, you know what if in 3 months I don't make a deal and all the money that I have set aside for my bills disappears? What's gonna happen to me? So many questions that I had for myself and that little bit of self-doubt, but I continued to persevere and I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna keep going no matter what. I'm not gonna get scared and I'm just gonna let that fear drive me into actually picking up deals and doing as much as I can. So the cool thing about today is I got quite a few things planned and I'm really excited. Deal Machine invited me to go on a live with them. Some of you were able to tune in and see me go live with them, and it was really nice that I got to share my story and how I got started wholesaling. And I also got to share some of my own secrets on how I pick up properties, where I go driving for dollars. So if you missed the live, I'm gonna post a link up here. You'll see it pop up and you can go check that out. It's about 30 minutes long. I'm sure that you guys are gonna absolutely enjoy it. So the rest of the day today, so far from what I know, is that I'm gonna send out an RVM campaign and see what the results are on that, as well as I'm finally gonna be able to pick up the key to the house that we closed on a few days ago. That way I could bring it over to my buyer. We're also gonna walk that property and I'm gonna tell you guys exactly how I got it under contract and I was able to find this property. So let's go ahead and get this day started. See where it goes. And within 2 months, we built a list of over 1,700 houses. And then I was like, okay, now I'm gonna delete everything from Deal Machine and I'm gonna start over. So the Deal Machine interview went well. I was really excited to do it, especially I like sharing with people how I got started. And my biggest goal is to inspire people. I myself, I didn't come from money. My family never had money. You know, my mom, she worked hard, so did my dad. They, you know, both still work to this day. I didn't have that push or that drive to understand how money really worked and how I could make more money with ideas than actually trading my time for money. It's one of the core things that I guess drove me to try to find something that was really gonna work for me, and also why I wanted to make wholesaling work for me. It was a very hard journey for me. You know, there was times where I wanted to break down and cry because I was just so frustrated. Either, you know, I couldn't figure out why my marketing wasn't working, or I was just like, man, why can't I get a deal? Like, is there something wrong with me? Is there something wrong with what I'm doing? The answer to that was actually I just wasn't doing enough. I wasn't doing enough and I wasn't focusing in the right area, and I was too much all over the place. I actually suffer from real bad ADD, so I was like in too many different places at once. I didn't really know how to focus my time on one single thing, and when I finally did, which some of you might suffer from that as well, that you're just in too many different places at once. You know, you're doing bandit signs, you're doing ringless voicemail, you're doing cold calling, you're doing mail. When you're in too many places, especially when you're starting out, you're bound to fail just because you're not concentrating on one single thing. So I was really excited to do that Deal Machine interview. I think that I was able to bring a lot of value, especially to Deal Machine, because I was able to promote them as well as they were able to promote me. And to be honest, I really love using Deal Machine. It's how I've been able to consistently close deals, and it's just fun to use. I like going driving for dollars. Let's go ahead and move along. It's about 12 o'clock. I'm still waiting for my seller to give me a call. That way I can go pick up the keys to that property. I'm just gonna hang out here, look at some leads, and I wanted to catch up on some podcasts and a couple books that I'm reading. I'm listening to 10X Again by Grant Cardone. Great book. Last time I listened to it was like almost 2 years ago. So I definitely wanted to refresh my memory into the philosophy that Grant has that just literally 10X your life and good things will happen to you. I'm looking for the owner of this establishment.
Hey man, how's it going, man? You up to, bud?
Not much, man. How are you?
Thanks, man. He ran away. How's it going, man? Working like hell. Trying to run away.
That's good. As long as you do what you love, that's the most important part.
Yeah.
Because I know people that are making good money, but then they're miserable.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah. You got no choice.
And they complain, you know.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I made like $150,000 last year, but you know, I feel like I'm gonna die any day now. Then maybe the money ain't worth it.
You know, hell, I can have a degree or anything. I do pretty good.
No, that's funny. You go through life and you hear that all the time, you know. I used to have friends ask me, you know, why don't you hate your job? I said, I'd quit. Exactly. I love it. You don't understand. I go there in the morning, ask my wife, do I complain about work? You know, you can't have the perfect, you know.
There you go, man. It's hard.
How do you feel?
I feel all right, man. I mean, you know, it's my old homestead. I'm gonna miss it, but I feel all right, man.
I'm gonna send you some pictures.
What it's gonna do, I appreciate it, man. Or whatever you do with it, man. I mean, I know you gotta do.
You're gonna rebuild it or knock it down?
No, we're gonna completely gut it. It's gonna get completely done up from the ground up. Yeah, it'd be too expensive to knock it down. It's still a good lot.
Yeah,
but
good, nice lot, man.
Yeah,
and business zone and everything. That building out there, y'all can put siding on that and sheetrock it. You can have you a good building. It's got a good structure, 2 floors and all. Yeah. And the roof's in good shape. It don't leak.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you some pictures though. I promise you, I'm gonna send you some pictures.
You're
gonna love it because we're gonna do it all the way out. So here we are at this latest deal. This guy right here was a pretty hard deal to do. Had a lot of issues with it, including some title issues, as well as some probate issues and judgment. So definitely took a little while to close, but I'm so happy that we finally did. I'm gonna let you guys tour this property. We picked this up using ringless voicemail. It's one of my favorite things to do. And you know, I'm gonna give you guys a tour of this place. It was tough to do. The guy had a lot of sentimental value in this property because this property did belong to his parents, as well as the fact that he grew up in this house. So it definitely was really sentimental to him. I was happy that we were able to get this done for him because this house is in pretty bad shape. I mean, I'll show you guys a little bit of it over here, but you can see the windows broken right there. A couple of other things that, you know, the siding is coming off. The house itself, it needs quite a bit of work, and when we go inside of here, you're really gonna see the work that's gonna need to be done to this place. So let's check it out. So let's take a look inside this place. This is the reason why I love wholesaling so much. This house right here, this house needs a lot of work, a lot. I mean, you can see all the way around, you know, it's old, it's outdated. It hasn't had anybody living in here for, I believe, it's going on 2 years now. So it needs a lot of work and a lot of money, a lot of time, and the current owner really just doesn't want to spend that type of time on this place. It was, you know, part of his family's. His mother and father lived here. They passed away, unfortunately, a few years back. So he was stuck with an inherited property that he couldn't really do anything with, or just didn't have the time to deal with it. Because, you know, with anything, money fixes everything. You know, as long as you have money, you can do whatever or take care of whatever you need to take care of. But in this instance, this house was, you know, it was really hard to deal with. There's a lot of trash, a lot of stuff. This place hasn't been updated in years. And the owners of this place, you know, what's he really gonna do with it? It's gonna sit here and rot. It's delinquent on its taxes, and the county's gonna end up taking it. Really not a win-win situation for the owner. So we provided a solution for him. We took care of him, and we made sure that all his needs were fulfilled first before our needs. And he was really happy with it. Not only that, he's already recommended us to about 3 other people, and he's already trying to get actually the lot right next door so we can wholesale that as well. So definitely take care of your sellers. Fix these people's problems before you intend to do anything with them. If you're not interested in fixing their problems, then you're not gonna make any money, and you're not gonna do what your core thing is to do as a wholesaler, which is solve problems. We're problem solvers, and we help people out. That's the most important part. I'm gonna walk around here and show you guys what it looks like. That way you can, you know, get an idea of, even though this house was in such bad condition, of the fact that we were still able to wholesale this property and make a profit. So that house was a complete mess. And I'm not just talking about what the condition of the house was. It was really beat up. I mean, the floors were collapsing in the living room, and in like that dining area had a roof leak, because you could smell the mold in there. There was a lot of moisture coming in, and the windows were original from like 1903. So the house is definitely in really, really bad shape. But what makes it a great house also is the fact that the actual structure of the house is in really good condition. I mean, super solid house, no dips in the roof, no cracks in the foundation. The foundation looks intact. So it definitely is gonna make a great flip or a great rental property for my buyer. The buyer who actually bought it from me is a repeat buyer. They've consistently bought a lot of properties from me. I mean, this year alone, I think they've purchased at least 15 properties from me alone. So great buyers to deal with. Never had an issue with them. They're definitely one of my favorite buyers. That's why sometimes other buyers get mad, because I usually sell everything to them and they get it at a great price. So I know that they're really gonna make some money, and I make some money in the process, and it's a really easy transaction. Now, as far as the house goes, I'm gonna let you guess what I made as far as a profit with the assignment fee. I want you to put your guesses down below in the comments to see if you can guess what we made an assignment, and also what the property was worth, the ARV, and also what the repairs were in that house. I got all those numbers. I know exactly what it's worth. I know exactly how much work it needs, and I know what my buyer is going to do with it. I just want to see what kind of opinions you guys have on what it's possibly worth. I just want you to guess and see what the numbers are. So remember how I said earlier that we picked up that property with a ringless voicemail? I'm going to tell you guys exactly how it went down. We sent out a ringless voicemail that morning, and he ended up calling in the afternoon. I actually found that property driving for dollars. It was distressed, had a broken window. You could tell that it was vacant. The driveway looked like nobody had driven there in a while, and the grass was kind of high. So I decided to give him a call, sent out the ringless voicemail. He called in, and we conversated, and we understood what his needs were. He didn't know what the property was worth. He knew that he needed to get a certain amount from it. He was really wanting to get about $50,000 for it, and we went out there, gave him a number, told him exactly what we could do, and he went ahead and said, hey, you know what, we can go ahead and do this number. I feel comfortable with it. Along the way, we had a lot of title issues that popped up. You know, he had judgments, had to go through probate because the house hadn't been probated. His parents passed away and gave him the house, and it took a while. It took about 2 months for us to actually get it to closing. And the crazy thing is, it was, you know, simple stuff. It's just that COVID has made it so difficult to do certain things that it just took longer than usual. But we ended up closing on the property in the end. My buyer was happy because they just added another rental to their portfolio, and my seller was happy because he got rid of a house that he really couldn't do anything with it. He just did not have the money. He's actually tax delinquent on his own property. So it gave me a lot of happiness to know that he was taken care of, and now he's gonna have the money to possibly invest into his business or invest into his property. I know that he's having some hardships right now, and he's definitely needing that money. So we were able to help him out. He didn't have to list it. He didn't have to repair it. He didn't even have to clean it out. We left everything in there, you know, for my buyer to go in there and clean it out, which is great, because, you know, it's a win-win situation, and that's what we're always trying to achieve, because the seller won, the buyer won, and we won at the same time. And we were able to solve his issues, and we were able to solve our buyer's issues as well, which is that they need another property. So I hope you guys enjoyed my day. It was a pretty good, smooth day. If you want to watch me live on Deal Machine, go ahead and hit the video here on top. Also, next month Deal Machine is going to be inviting me over to do another live, so I'll definitely let you guys know when that is going to be scheduled. So stay tuned, guys, and I will catch you all on another vlog.